Hello and welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John, where in each episode we'll stroll down the Macintosh memory lane. We'll discuss older Macintosh computers, collecting all things related to the Mac and Apple computer, and current topics from the perspective that only a couple of old Mac fans can provide.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you been? It's been a couple of weeks, right, since we.
Yeah. It's been going okay. Trying to do a couple of projects around here. Not successfully, mind you.
You can tell how cold it is in John's studio because of the colors displayed on his color class. Is that what you think? That's your theory? Is that it's missing a color because?
Yeah. Usually, I have one of the guns doesn't fire right away, so you can see I'm missing red. Normally, it just pops on, but it didn't today. But it's also quite chilly out here this morning. It says Florida is getting its second winter, and. So yeah, I think it's. I think they probably just have a cold solder joint, and that's particularly cold solder joint today. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's hard to tell from the screen here. I just see a bunch of greens and blue. Which color is?
Red. Red is missing.
Red. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's see. We've got the usual stuff, of course. eBay finds. We've got. Oh, we didn't start the show before I start talking we're doing a show. We should do that. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 645 for March 19th, 2023. Good morning, John.
Good morning, James.
I almost said 44. I need to update my notes here. 45, 645. Okay, here we go. Well, it's been a couple of weeks since our last episode, so obviously things have happened while we were away. There was a cool auction that happened, and it's going to inspire next week's episode, so we'll, of course, pick up that auction that expired last week. And then Collection Spotlight. I
don't even know what you're going to be showing us today.
I thought it was rare, and I'm not sure if we've ever done a spotlight on it. I think it's because it's kind of... I don't know. It's a weird one, but it tells a story, and it was calling to me this morning. So I thought,
all right, nice,
dust it off and show it off. But before all that, we've got eBay finds coming right up. Okay, all right.
Garth, I'm feeling you on the coffee this morning, buddy.
Thanks for coming back to us after the break. I guess there was at least a few that checked in last week thinking we were going to be there. Sorry about that.
Oh no!
I was away. I was up in Nashville for the weekend.
Trying out your hand at being a country western singer, were you?
I guess they're just not ready for me. So
your xylophone is such a weird instrument choice for doing bluegrass. I have to say.
Okay, so welcome. Yes, hello everybody. We got Trina, Dave, and Garth, and Eric.
Eric
Chris,
Beard.
Daniel. Klaus from Sweden. Jeremy.
Nice.
Okay, let's see. Let's do some eBay finds here. Okay, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Time now for eBay finds. A couple weeks back, we had what I think was purchased by Steve, Mac84, right on our show.
I do believe Steve bought this, yes.
Yeah, the title was Vintage Macintosh MacView Frame 1988 for your 512 or plus computer. This was that hardware device that allowed you to project your Macintosh display on an overhead projector. And it sold for $284.96. So presumably we'll see that on an upcoming episode of Mac84's YouTube show.
Yeah.
And then we had the adjustable keyboard. There are many out there. This one's pretty nice in that it's complete with the Well, I guess it has one of the two cables you're going to need. It has the extension cable
That's the
for
important
the
one. Everyone
numeric
else has
keypad.
probably multiple ADB cables at this point.
Yeah. Now, is the extension cable just another ADB cable?
Yeah,
Is it?
it
Is
is.
it?
It
Yeah.
is. Yeah, if you had both of those chunks and you were missing that, it's just ADB to
Right.
ADB.
Oh, look at there. There is Steve. Maybe he can report on whether or not he received the item. Well, this one is still available. $135.96 is your buy it now price, or you could make an offer. And then the license plate. Remember, I had one of these too. I like seeing this got bid up to a pretty healthy price. What do you think? After one bid, this license plate went for $397.
Ooh, holy cow!
Yeah. And this one's beat to hell. Mine is pristine, so I
Pristine.
think mine's
Yes.
worth at least $3K is my valuation. Okay. This week, no Mac hardware, software stuff, just a bunch of random items, really. Oh, but before we get to that, I want to talk about this auction that happened while we were away. This is the Penlight computer. This was a prototype. Apple was exploring the idea of having a tablet computer based on PowerBook parts. And yeah, these are very rare. Obviously, they weren't released. So, gosh, I haven't seen one. I think I looked up in our archives, and last time we talked about one, an auction was 2007. Could be the very same one. I don't know. But this one went up for auction and sold for, wow, $9,500.
Whoa! Holy cow!
And by our friend at MacFX, right? So, gosh,
Oh yeah. Okay.
we'll have to get him on the show and see if he can talk us through about maybe there's a story behind how he got it and what he was able to learn about it. So we'll see. Maybe next episode. We'll certainly talk about this in depth next episode, but maybe he can join us. All right. We'll start this week with a poster. It says Vintage Original Early Macintosh Computer System 7.5 Apple Advertisement. I have not seen this poster before. It's
Nice.
very nice. It's like it's a design graphic elements here, kind of a collection of different things, sort of in 3D. But at the bottom, there's a 6-color Apple logo, and it says Macintosh System 7.5. The description, I was going to say 24 inches by 36 inches. What were you going to say?
Okay. Well, I was just going to ask because I've never seen the box for 7.5. Did they use this on the box at all? Was this
No.
No, really? Okay.
I've not. I haven't seen this kind of style of graphic design artwork for anything before.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, so if you look at there's lots of elements here at play, including a telephone receiver. I'm not sure. Is that what that is?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Looks like it. Sure.
There is a PowerBook, like a PowerBook Duo there.
I think it's
I guess
weird that they also have a set of what are the I can't remember now. What are the scissors that have the serrated edges on them, like that do the big chunky cuts?
Yeah.
I can't remember what those are
pattern
called.
edge. What are
Right.
those called? Somebody help us out. There are a lot of things on here. They're like office supplies, and yeah, I don't. There's a like an old fashioned paper in and out box.
Right.
There's a
Right. Right.
clock. There's
A window.
a window,
For
a
some
set of
weird
keys,
reason. Yeah.
puzzle pieces,
Pen and ink.
quill. Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
odd. Very odd.
My guess is they all. I mean, there's symbolic meaning here, probably to elements that were new or revised in System 7.5.
Mhm.
Do
Yeah.
we have a keychain back there? Does that have to do with the keys? I don't know how the weird edged scissors. What does that correspond
Right.
to in
Right.
7.5? I do not know. But it's a slick looking poster. I love the colors.
Yep.
Really eye catching. They want
Holy cow.
$399.99 is your buy it now. But pinking shears is what Will
Oh,
says.
thank you.
Pinking
Thank you,
shears.
Will.
But there is a make an offer, so maybe they'll accept something short of $400 for this poster. But yeah, I mean, how can we be looking at stuff like this for decades and never seen this one? I have no idea. Okay.
Well, speaking of never seeing these things before, next up we have a vintage Apple Mac Safari hat. It's definitely a unique, weird promotional item. So it is our guess, even though we could not find any confirmation on this, that it was for an educational event, because it's so you've got your standard kind of mesh pith helmet. And on there is a leather band that says, "We're going on an adventure," like ED, so educational, as opposed to Charlie the Unicorn, who was going on adventure.
Or it could be some kind of campaign that had something to do with a gentleman named Ed.
Ed was, yes.
Either one.
Is that Dr. Livingston's first name? Ed Livingston. Anyway, yeah, and so yeah, you got this band. It also has two Apple logos on there, black Apple logos. So we tried to find some information on this, and of course, if you do that, the first thing Google wants to do is try to autocorrect that to adventure. That doesn't help. And the fact that so just kind of looking at this, looking at the style and everything, I'm going to guess this was what, from the 90s, something from the 90s. It just kind of has that feel to it, right?
Yeah, probably. I would guess.
Well, if you want to get
I
a
would guess
closer
a
look at
decade.
this, you can do the buy it now of $159.99. This is coming out of Los Angeles, California. And that is it. That it really doesn't have any information underneath in the description, other than it has a few marks at the back and there's a crease in the back. Will fit an average adult's head and can be adjusted a couple inches using the band. Made in USA. There you go.
Yeah. It needs a little retro branding, doesn't it? I think it looks kind of dingy.
Oh yeah. There's a little spot.
It looks
on the
like it
back
could be
there.
cleaned up well, but yeah, it's such a
Probably
weird.
dry clean,
There's something
maybe.
in the back of my mind. It seems like I've seen this, like in something as part of this promotional campaign, some kind of educational thing. It's like, and I desperately tried to find some examples of this or the campaign, but yeah, like you said, it's kind of hard to. There's not much to go on here. So, does anybody remember? Did anybody here go on an adventure?
Well, some of the comments I see.
What was that like?
It's even more difficult to figure this out when you consider Apple Australia, Apple Asia, and other non-US Apple orgs also have their own promotional stuff. So yeah, it could be something that wasn't even here in the States. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now here's something that I really want on my wall, and I don't know. I might yet still get it, but I'm offering it up here, so we're all going to compete for this thing. But it says proudly displayed by Apple dealers in the 80s, and the Apple colorful rainbow logo. Let's see. Does the description say anything more? It just says it doesn't say anything really. I guess we just got the picture. So what you're looking at here is a framed sign of an authorized dealer poster for dealers of Apple Computer, and it's got the 6-color Apple logo with the stripe extending to it. Mater Tectura is the font for both authorized dealer and the words Apple Computer Inc. And it's signed by somebody.
I'm assuming the dealer, whoever that authorized dealer was.
Was that what that line was for? Maybe was that for them to sign it?
I could see that.
Yeah.
That so and so is the authorized dealer.
It's
Sure.
Gene somebody or something. Can you make that
Yeah, who
out?
knows?
Gene
As Garth pointed out, the colors are very faded.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was probably exposed to. There's
Sure.
a plexiglass frame top, maybe, but yeah, it probably was not really.
It was probably in the sun or
resistant
something. So yeah, it does look
store window,
pretty.
whatever. But I've seen these over the years, and I do know that this is typically how they were displayed. I've got enough memory that says, yeah, this is how this was done. This is, and the fading looks about right. But the signature is the thing that really is interesting to me, because first of all, it's a
Garth
big
is
signature, and it
guessing
almost looks
that
like
it's
it's
Gene
printed.
Parmesan.
Gene Parmesan. Oh yes.
Gene Parmesan. Yes.
Um,
No, I see what you mean, because it looks like they had they took a almost like a photocopy of his signature,
yeah.
blew it up and put it on there before printing it, because it's missing like top bits and pieces that look almost like if you
Uh-huh.
had a signature and had some lighter parts, and then they
Right. Right.
photocopied it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, like the top of the G
And the
and the
top of
top
the
of the
P.
P, kind of. Yeah, because if you would have signed that, that wouldn't have come out like that. So
Right.
I think that's been printed on there. So I guess we'd have to go back. I should have done this. I should have attempted to find other versions of this and see if the signatures were different. But really an awesome bit of history. And gosh, if you've got a display, this would look really cool, especially if your name was Gene Parmesan. Um, they want. Well, they're starting the bid at $375. There are no bids on this right now. It has 9 days to go.
I see it
You
has a buy
can,
it now though of
yeah,
500. Wow. Yeah.
$500. You can snap this up right now, and boy, would that look sharp. So who's going in? Steve, Mac 84. You want that? I'll give you first dibs. I'll give you 2 minutes, and then I'm buying it. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to pressure somebody into getting it. All right.
So you
Well,
don't bite the bullet, right?
yeah, $375. Does that include shipping? I'm not sure.
I would. No, it
No,
doesn't.
it's close. There's a few bucks to ship it, but not bad. It's
No.
located in Bethlehem,
At
Pennsylvania.
least you don't have to worry about the plastics breaking on you.
Oh, wouldn't that look good behind behind there? Would that look good there? It would look better near my Apple II stuff, because this is really
Oh
an Apple
yeah,
II
yeah.
era.
This is definitely that era.
And actually, it
Absolutely.
fit perfectly there behind my Apple III on the top shelf.
Ooh.
Oh, so nice. What are the dimensions on this thing? If it's about the width of my shelf, do you see any
Oh
dimensions? I don't
goodness.
see any
I'm
dimensions
looking. I'm
on
looking. Yeah.
there. Yeah, I don't know.
You
It's
know,
probably-
possibly you could message
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
seller.
All right. Well, I'll think about it. Everybody else think about it. We'll find out what happens. It will. Well, unless somebody buys it now, it's got 9 days to go. So we'll check in on it next week. Okay. Trina says, I'm sure someone will come up at a more reasonable price. Mm-hmm. Maybe. I don't know. They don't come up that often. That's why I brought it here, because I don't even remember the last time I've seen one of these up for auction. Okay. Let's move on. Let's go to the Steve's passing.
Your
Okay.
mystery.
Mystery item. All right, let's go in
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Okay, we're gonna do the collection spotlight. I guess I teased this a little bit at the intro. There was a phase in my collecting past where I would snap up almost anything. I was kind of in a frenzy for 10, 15 years. And anything that was old, if it was old and had Apple printed on it, a logo or whatever, I got it. Because I was just kind of out of my mind. And every once in a while you buy stuff and you're like, what in the heck was I thinking? And you think it's and for years I convinced myself that it was very rare. That's what I was thinking. Very unique and collectible. And then I searched on it this morning in eBay, and I found about 8 examples of the same thing for less than $20. So if this appeals to you, if you think like I thought 15 years ago, then maybe you can satisfy your desires for probably about $17.95, I think was when I saw one of these. So this is the Apple. I'm sorry, it's not even Apple. It's the American Trivia Challenge, California style. It's dated 1986, and for those of us that were around in '86, there was a very popular board game that took the world by storm. Right? It had the name Trivia in it. Remember that game?
Right. Some
Trivial.
some people would pursue
Trivial.
that
Somebody
trivia
would
game.
pursue, yeah, Trivial Pursuit. Boy, was that huge. I mean,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
like the must game of that year, must buy. So that must have inspired, because I imagine went that way and not the other way. That the folks at the PTA, is that the Parent Teacher Association? We'll find out here in a second. I'm pretty sure it is. Created this American Trivia Challenge, so a trivia game, but just based on American history. So why did I buy it? Well, you see that right there?
Oh,
See the
yeah,
little
yeah.
apple?
Apple logo on there, sure.
Not just any Apple logo, but the apple with the
Oh,
Mater
yes,
Tectura
Mater
apple in the
Tectura.
bite. So,
my favorite
you know,
Apple logo.
oh yes. So that dates it, right? I mean, that shows you this is probably late 70s, if not early 80s. And it says, your California State PTA is proud to sponsor the Great American Trivia Challenge, California style. A total of 3,000 exciting and interesting questions about Americana and the great state of California make this an excellent learning experience. The questions are divided into 5 levels of difficulty, ages from 5 to adult. And 6 players can enjoy this game at any one time. Also, co-sponsored by Pepsi. You got the old Pepsi logo there too. Suggested retail $29.95. Kind of expensive, right?
Yeah,
$29.95. I think it
back then,
helped
it would
raise
probably
money.
been, yeah.
Yeah, that's like double. And so when I bought this, I saw that little Apple logo. I thought, oh, I got to get that. And so there's a board. It's a board game, right? And this is disgusting what I paid for this back then. And I don't remember. I printed out the
your receipt.
The of the receipt. I
wow.
was diligent back then, and I would. And
now you just look at it and cry.
Yeah, right. Because this was probably 15 years ago that I bought this, and I paid $60 for this stupid thing.
Oh, well, I mean, it's
not stupid.
It's not like it was.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, right now you can buy an
crazy.
identical one for $18 on eBay. And so it's got a fold-out board here, and the categories: sports and leisure. Sounds familiar. Arts and literature. But then there's government and history, places and things, entertainment, and science. And on this board, I see nothing related to computers, because computers was not really history back then. Computers was sort of now. So it's all stuff older, the images that are depicted on there. So if you look, there's a little instruction booklet here. There's a message from the California State PTA, and this is kind of just a project they did. And so they got corporate sponsorship, their instructions on how to play. But the only other mention, they say they got a cash grant sponsorship from Pepsi-Cola Bottlers of California and participation by Apple Computer Inc. And they have a number of people here, names that they acknowledge. And under Apple Computer Inc., it says Mr. Jim Wentink, the regional sales manager for the Southern California division, and Mr. Ray West, district sales manager of the Southern California division. That's it. So
that's
somehow they gave money, they did something, and then here's the rest of the box. And so you've got your little play pieces, and you've got your 3,000 questions. So they're very much like Trivial Pursuit, different colors, different categories, and there you go, different questions. So, but that's it. So again, it's an example of overreaching when you collect. Although maybe in another 20 years, this will then be.
Well, yeah. You just need to keep buying up all the other copies until you have them all, and then you can.
There you go. Then I can control the market. Yes,
that's right.
I can create a monopoly. Start buying.
That's a different game.
Oh. American Trivia Challenge, and there are different this is California style. Make your own joke about what that might mean, but there are other. I saw there was an Alabama style one
Oh
on
my.
eBay right now, so it's slightly
No,
different, but
no
it
comments.
still has the Apple computer or the Apple markings on it.
Really? Okay. Weird.
Yeah, so they didn't just sponsor the California style. They sponsored it across everything. And the Great American Trivia Challenge, I think, still exists.
Hmm.
I asked ChatGPT about it earlier today, and it didn't know about Apple's involvement. So there was a little teaching I had to do, but
Okay.
they said it started like after 2000. So, but yeah, 1986, the Great American Trivia Challenge, California style, sponsored in some part to or by Apple Computer. All right. Oh, ask the question. Ask an audience a question.
Ask the
Okay, here we
question.
go. Now for fun and games, this is kind of the bonus territory. I will randomly reach into the deck. I will pull a card. And all right, question number 1. I mean, these are for kids, I guess, right? Or maybe they get progressively harder. They must, because the first one is, in what city do the 49ers football team play? San Francisco, right? Who are the founding fathers of National City? What the heck is National City? Does anybody know that in the chat? The founding fathers of National City. What is National
Yeah,
City?
Eric, I was with you. I wasn't quite sure.
This is
Sports ball question. I wasn't sure of that first one. Yeah.
The Kimball brothers. Okay, there you go. And number 3, what lake in Nevada is the terminus of the Truckee River? Wow, these are
Yeah, they're definitely California specific, aren't they?
Pyramid
Yeah.
Lake, Nevada. And
Who
next one,
lives at the address of?
Millionaires Row was established along Orange Grove Avenue before 1900 in what California city? Pasadena. But these are very California, aren't they? What California city was named for the Roman goddess of fruits? Roman goddess of fruits.
Make sure to answer
Pomona,
the form of a question.
California. Pomona.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. All right. Back in the box for another 20 years. All right. Okay. We've got news. Hey Steve, are you camera ready? I was going to talk about the final price of that Mac. I didn't know if you want to reveal that yourself or talk about anything. If you are, we can bring you on. Otherwise, we'll just talk about it. I'll give you a chance to respond.
Oh, so all right. Well, I think I mentioned to you one of the cool things that I saw Ron do for his Marchintosh was the marathon game where they were using a web-based emulator, and I don't know if Ron actually runs that site or knows. I want to know how he did the session, so I'm gonna have to ask him offline later. Because I have another game suggestion. If whoever runs that can throw a couple of copies of Spectre on there, because that's a great network game that's a lot easier on the old processor than Marathon is. Steve says just give him a moment. He'll be ready in just a few.
Ron says he does not. I sent Steve the invite, so we'll give him a second. And while we're waiting for him, we'll talk about other stuff.
When you try Spectre, let me know. If you need more copies with different serial numbers, I do have a handful. So.
All right. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. It's time for the news. Let's see. Let's start off this time with some cool creations by Nanoraptor, Dana Sabera. This is a very backwards compatible Mac Studio.
All the way back to 3.5-inch floppies.
A Mac Studio with a
Or is
3.5
it a
inch
zip?
floppy drive.
Okay.
Or is it a zip? It looks kind of big.
It looks
Could be
like it
zip.
may be a zip. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet
Yep.
that's a zip drive on the front of a Mac Studio. Wouldn't that be cool? Well, it said, does it say that? The description just isn't clear, but yeah, it looks kind of chunky for a. But there's the back of this model. This one gives you all the great legacy ports. You've got your
That's right.
original
Yeah.
Apple display connector. You've got
Apple
serial
Talk.
printer.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wasn't that ADB? And then
Uh, yeah, you got an ADB, you've got an Apple
yeah,
Talk, you've got
and then
a
you've got
SCSI.
mhm,
You're going to need
mhm.
a lot bigger Mac Studio though to get all those ports back there. Much bigger Mac Studio.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Very slick. Um, what is it missing? What other legacy ports do we need on that to make it really complete? I'm trying to think back.
Well,
I think
it doesn't have
we
a
need another
modem. I
serial
mean, you
print.
need a
Yeah,
modem,
modem
right?
port.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you got the serial port, so I suppose that's
Well,
good.
the second one for the modem, yeah. Yeah, that would be nice. And I think that would do it. Yeah. And then maybe a Kensington lock
Oh, right. Yeah,
thing,
got to have that.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and a programmer switch.
The Firewire.
Fi-
Daniel.
oh,
Yeah, that's right. How
Firewire.
can we forget Firewire? Sure.
Yeah, and all its various incarnations. That would really fill it out. Okay, where the heck is Steve? He was going to join us. I was buying time. There he is.
Oh,
All right,
haha.
there he is. Oh, there he is. He had to pretty himself up.
Hopefully the microphone is not making party noise.
What's it? It's kind of it's making weird noises. I'm not sure.
Okay, I will
Oh, that
be
sounds
right
better.
back. Oh,
No.
No, you're
All
good.
right.
You're good.
Steve
Okay.
Mac 84 joins us impromptu. But I thought it would be better for him to tell us about the outcome of that prototype Mac that he had a hand in prepping for sale.
yeah, lovely little prototype Mac, very unique, as we've discussed on the show before. I think it's with that case and everything. I think it's really one of a kind. So when I did a little video about this on YouTube, and I shared some of the interesting tidbits. And I'll share one more tidbit before we reveal the final price, because I think it's really cool. If you
Mhm.
want to thumb through the photos to the bottom of the keyboard, I want to play a little game with the audience here. And
The
with you
bottom of the
guys,
keyboard.
what do you think those little holes were for?
Which holes am I looking at? The little slots? The little.
Yeah, the little slots. I didn't notice
Oh,
this until somebody clued me in. But
okay. Well,
Is it like on the Lisa keyboard where it had like a place for inserts?
John
Oh,
is
instructional.
absolutely correct. So, from what I have deduced, and I cannot name my particular source, drainage. No, it's not for drainage. It is for
drainage.
the little cheat sheet that you would have under the keyboard. And what's cool about that is apparently, the Lisa had these cheat sheets. So the Macintosh was going to have them too. But then the idea was, wait a second, the Mac is supposed to be so easy to use, you won't need a cheat sheet. And so it was removed at the last moment. So I think that's just adds to it. I think that's
Very neat.
So-
Yeah.
So are you saying that the Lisa keyboard has similar slots like this?
Yeah,
Similar-
so the Lisa keyboard has like this little tray where you can pull out these little pages.
Yeah.
Not all of them are still present because things get lost or anything. And John is going to fish around and find his for
Well,
us.
I was staring at mine over in the. I was going to go take a look at it. Well,
But it's easier to let John do it.
okay.
Maybe.
Or he's just wandered
Maybe.
off again. John, we're still doing the show.
He's playing some Missile Command. He'll be back in a few moments.
Well, that is a cool little find. So that's something that was not mentioned in the listing. I take it.
Yeah, because I did a YouTube video about this where I basically wanted to promote the auction. There we go. See, look at the little slots it has there. So
All right. Wait. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
but how does
There
that?
you go.
Wait. Let me send John to full screen, if I may.
make John
Okay.
big now.
Okay, wait,
All right.
hold it up there. Yeah, I know those, but
Okay.
how does that turn it around? Let me.
I
I want to see the
well,
bottom. I
on
want to
this
see
particular
underside.
one, so you can see it's between the feet. So you got this thing here.
So there's that piece of
So this
thing is
is going to
clicked on
be,
there.
Yeah, the
So you could
clips.
remove that, and you would see a similar pattern of
that's my
holes.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, you
that's
can see just a few right here.
Oh, there you go. That's what we wanted to see. Yes.
Yeah.
so
It's
isn't that neat?
well. That is cool.
Yeah, so I did that YouTube video. I basically wanted to promote the auction, and I wanted to also share all the tidbits I've learned since the previous time I've talked about it on the stream, which was months ago. And I chronicled how I got it, how I assessed it, if it works, and all that fun stuff. So it was a fun video. Check that out if you're interested. But anyway, that was the result of people commenting on it after I made the video of, oh my gosh, look at this, look at that. So I thought that was neat. Anywho, so the price was about $2,000 for the longest time, and it jumped a little bit to I think like 4 or 5 thousand, and at the last minute it jumped all the way to about 12,000, and finally landed at somewhere between I think it's $16,500. Yep, there you
are.
go.
Wow.
So I think that includes there's a bit of a premium. Yeah, it says that with the asterisks. It includes the buyer's premium. So I think that the price was about 13,000 something if you do the math. I think their premium is like a 25% or something like that.
Oh wow.
I do think that it's more valuable than that personally. I think judging just by that logic board on the Sotheby's auction that went for $20,000, and this is the whole package with the case working with that keyboard and all that fun stuff. Obviously, I don't have that kind of money to spend on such things, but that's merely my thought of the value of this. However, what I do think happened is this was sold in a lot with so many other valuable one of a kind Apple stuff like Elisa and everything else that I think some of that overshadowed this rather. And if you have deep pockets for this stuff, I mean, your pockets are only so deep. So I don't think everyone was gonna, bid on this and that, but I think it went for a good price, and I just hope that whoever gets it gives it a good home and plays around with it and maybe restores it.
Yeah, so you're thinking they got to buy. Well, I hope the sellers, your friends you made, are happy with the sale, and
yeah, I think they're happy to no longer have to worry about an auction. So.
Right. Well, great. Well, that's nice that you could give them a hand, and hopefully this went to somebody that can preserve and maybe show it off somewhere. Who knows?
Yeah.
We don't know anything about the buyer, do we?
No, we don't. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see some photos in the future, or if it ends up back on my desk asking for a recap or something. Wouldn't that be funny?
Well, you shouldn't have offered the lifetime warranty, Steve.
Yeah, no.
That's the thing. That's really what they're paying for here. Okay, well, you mentioned the larger collection that maybe drowned this out a little bit. Let's look at some of those items here. This was the larger Steve Jobs and the Apple Computer Revolution collection, which included, all kinds of crazy things, but included Dell Yoakum's 1 millionth Macintosh Plus. That one sold for $26,590.
All we would have had to do was put a Dell Yoakum plate on the back of the other one and just triple the
value. Yeah, that's cool. The 1 millionth Mac. What else? The latch hook rug. Now, oh my goodness gracious! Look. Now this is not.
You better sell yours, James.
This is actually the one. I've got like 5 of these things, including one that's unassembled.
Oh yeah. So this isn't the extra special one that the lady did.
No. Not the one that came pre-assembled. It was an entirely different thing. This is the kit that's been assembled, and it sold for $3,159. I think I'm going to retire right now.
Yeah, James, you could make a better rug cheaper with modern tools. Sell the other ones; you won't even know the difference.
Right. What else do we have here? Any
that remote I think was cool. I got.
Oh yeah, the Wozniak Universal Remote. Yeah, that is neat.
$491. He sometime after he left. Well, I guess he never left Apple, but after he left, like day to day, he helped form this CL9 core universal remote control company. The Steve Jobs handwritten technical instructions, $12,500. Dell Yoakum's 2GS went for $1,880, and well, there's another one for $1,875. An interoffice Atari Memo with Steve Jobs' name on it sold for
Okay, wait.
$1,000.
Why did an Apple IIe? Is there something special? It's just an Apple IIe with an Apple III monitor for $795.
That's because it's an auction, John, and people have too much money to spend.
Oh my
It's an
gosh!
auction.
And no, I mean, obviously, don't actually just check eBay to see what stuff's actually going
No,
for.
these people are too good to check eBay. They're people check eBay for them.
Like crazy.
Well, I mean, if it's a nice example,
It's
and
still
working
not
later-
worth $795, even if it's pristine.
Even if it was in the box, it's a monitor 3 for crying out loud. It's not.
Yeah,
not color.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, it is an early one though. Look at the keys. It is so. It's an earlier 2E.
Okay.
With the white lettering on the beige keys.
It's in very nice condition. You know, it's not too far off of what these things would move for.
So the bid was about 600, and then you have that buyer's premium.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The Steve Jobs business card went for $6,188. Yeah, all these prices include the buyer's premium.
Oh my gosh.
The Dell Yoakum's Lisa
Jeez.
Lisa
Ooh.
1, right, sold for $81,251.
So that was your bid, James?
I was outbid. I went up to $81,250. I would spend not a dollar more. Yeah.
Oh, those darn snipers.
James is now not dead from his significant.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Let's see, a
But
stock certificate.
That was
Yeah.
neat. I did expect that Lisa to go pretty high. So that's what, 60,000 without the buyer's premium. Which I mean,
Man.
with the Twiggy drives, I know the Twiggy drives have sold privately for about 30K, 40K. You know,
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Wow.
and the
And,
faceplate there, and
Yeah, and it's got the faceplate with Dell Yoakum
Okay.
from
okay.
the first production build, May '83. So
that's neat.
It
That's
doesn't get much
amazing.
earlier
That is
than
amazing. Yeah.
That's one Lisa that has not been upgraded, and I want to know what's on the darn profile drive.
Ah.
I want to know who else got these, right?
Oh, that's
It's
true.
it's a thank you to Dell Yoakum, but who else would have gotten one?
Yeah, it
Did
wouldn't
John
make
Scully
sense
get
for
one?
anybody else. But also, the batteries are leaking on this poor thing, which that makes me sad. And also, they don't really tell you if these things turn on and work. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. We're just geeky guys, but if I'm paying $80,000 or something, I would not maybe want to know if it turns on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the Picasso dealer sign. How many of those do you have, James?
I just have one, but it's
Oh,
only
okay.
they got 2,000 for it. These are hovered around 1,000
That's not bad
for
yeah.
years. So, and then the kite though, I do have one of these, $446 for the Apple logoed kite.
The
Let's see.
startup disc bundle was a few $100s. That surprised me.
Where was
Oh, wow,
that?
the
Here,
through the-
yeah.
I see. Through
Yeah.
the Looking Glass went for 500.
Yeah, I bid on Through the Looking Glass, and I was happily outbid when it got over $200.
Keep looking.
Let's see.
Every
Oh,
now and then,
this-
one of those
this
will
is
show for a
crazy
decent
right here.
price.
Look at this right here. Now I do have one of these,
Oh, nice.
at least one.
Ooh.
Yeah,
this
these
is
were
the-
these were things that used to be like on those red light runner sites and like eBay.
Yeah,
It used
yeah,
to
yeah,
be so
yeah.
cheap.
Yeah, Red Light
Matt
Runner.
Groening,
Thank you. Yeah,
The Apple Computer booklet, Who Needs a Computer Anyway? A Student's Guide from 1989.
nice.
So there was the poster, and then there was this little guide
Yep.
book sold for $656. Oh my god!
Yeah, I've got the poster. The was it like the ultimate dorm room or something like that? Mm-hmm.
How about the set for the Think Different posters, set 2 for $1,880?
Those are always
Wow.
expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Click on the iMac poster. I want to show you something funny.
The banner, you mean?
Yeah, the banner rather.
Yeah, this
Look
was a kind of a deal.
Yeah, look at
actually.
the infrared port. It's on the wrong side.
Oh, the photo's reversed or something? Or
Yeah,
no?
they reversed the
Oh, no,
photo,
no,
but they
no,
put
yeah,
the
yeah,
door
yeah,
in
okay.
correctly. But the RR window is on the right instead of the left, and then the iMac text in the middle looks very photoshopped. Like they did some doctoring to this for whatever reason. That's all I could determine.
Yeah, these giant banners, and I have some of these. I don't know if I have this specific one. They're huge, and it only sold for $138.
If I
Nice.
had the space, I would have. If it was like the
Yeah,
multicolored one and I had the space, I would
Yeah.
have picked that up.
Mhm.
Now the iPhone that was sealed, the original iPhone, sold for $54,904, which is
I bet you that battery is
crazy.
bloated up like a pillow inside.
All right.
A lot of other things. I'm trying to see if there's anything else here of significance. Nah, that's about it. Well, here we go. How about the letter typed and then signed by Steve Jobs from Next?
Jeez,
Went for $17,045.
insanely great.
Just a letter. This was we read this one. This was the job offer they made to Dave.
Yeah, I assume he
89.
signed it at the bottom, unless
Yeah,
that.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dave did not accept the offer. Or he decided he would just keep the letter and sell it
Or maybe
years
Dave
later.
intentionally lost the letter, knowing its value in the future.
Wow. Some big money moved here on this.
Oh wait, you scroll down. That's some
Oh.
big money I missed. That there's like this Nintendo tester thing. How many zeros are at the
neat.
end of that?
Where am I
The
looking?
very bottom.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
$4,300.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's,
for Nintendo test.
that grid laptop looks neat too. That's what I think. There were so many cool things here that I think that
Mm-hmm.
it was almost too much for a lot. But I guess that's what they do.
That's why they call
Hey,
it a lot.
hey, James. I've
Yes.
got to. Unfortunately, I just got a text from my wife. I need to head out a little early.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you okay if I just record the ending and then you all can continue to chat?
Well, okay. Let's end the news first.
Sorry about
Let's end
that.
the
Sorry
news.
about that.
We're ending
But
the news
yeah, just
right
got
now.
a text from her.
That's it for the news.
Okay.
There, that's a. Well, you can bail right now, and Steve can do the ending with me.
Okay. Sorry
All right?
about this, guys.
Get on with
But
what you got to do.
when
No worries,
when
John.
the wife texts,
Even though the show is the
I-
most important thing in your life.
Bye, guys.
See you,
Sorry
John.
about this.
See ya.
We'll just tack on like John's ending from a previous episode, but you'll also tack on like other things he's saying, so it's just like makes no sense, and you're just
Yeah.
like, John, what's going on? Are you feeling okay? Well, we have to end early. Something is wrong with John, obviously.
All right. Well, you're just going to close the show with us.
I guess so.
All
Sure,
right.
why not?
Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Well, John just skipped out, but fortunately Steve's here, so he's going to sit in for just a quick outro. Next week we will be back. Same time, same channel. That's 8 a.m. Central if you want to join us live on the YouTube stream. I think I mentioned it early. Maybe Steve, maybe you got some knowledge about the pen light, that prototype that was sold by MacFX last week.
Yeah, there is some cool stuff going on. I can't really tell you more than that, but I know that unrelated to that specific prototype, there's going to be a lot of cool stuff being shared about that project. That's all I'm going to be saying right now. But very
wow,
cool.
You just dropped a bomb on us. I had no idea that you had something cooking. So there's something you're involved with, I take.
Loosely, a lot of other people are doing heavy lifting, but let's just say it'll be fun when it comes out.
And can you give us a time frame of when we might get some information?
I do not know the time frame off the top of my head. It's not something I'm involved that deeply in, but I am
okay,
loosely involved. Let's just keep it at that.
Okay, well, I guess I'll take it. Whatever that something's happening. We don't know what, but it's happening. You can be assured. You don't know when.
Please log in through the Google Home app.
And see, even she's excited about it.
We got all the AIs in a rush here. We got to calm down here. We're getting too excited, James.
Speaking of AI, I don't know if have you resigned yourself to the fact that AI is going to take over your show.
Oh, it's fine because I make so many mistakes and I have this way of talking in a New Jersey accent that I just eat my words. So I don't think it could replicate my stupidity just yet. So I think I'm good.
Okay, well, I asked ChatGPT, I said, please give some advice for new buyers of old Macs from the perspective of the RetroMacCast. And this is what I want to call her she. I don't know. There's something about me that wants to call ChatGPT. This
Well,
is what
because you're
she
probably
said.
used to Siri, and you probably have the default
Oh,
female
and
voice.
Alexa. Oh, she just perked up. Never mind. Yeah, I got 3 of them sitting here on my desk. They're all.
They're just waiting to pounce on you, James. Wow.
Yeah, I'm outnumbered for sure. So I asked ChatGPT that, and surprisingly, we'll call her. She gave it to me in a rhyming fashion. But this is what I got.
She obviously knows the show so well.
Well,
She
I
rhymes
was
all the
asking her to
time.
write limericks and poems and other stuff before that. So maybe she just thought, well, okay, we'll give it to you that way.
As
So
long as
first,
it's not a rap, we're good.
First, start small and do some research. Learn about the models that you might fetch and which ones are worth the investment and which ones might just be a disappointment. Second, don't rush to buy right away. Take your time and don't let excitement sway. Look for bargains and good deals and be patient until the right one reveals. Third, take care of your Mac with love and pride. Clean it well and keep it safe inside. Find the right tools and resources to repair and make sure it stays in great working order. Well, see, that one didn't really strike. Okay. Fourth, join a community of like-minded folks and share your stories, questions, and jokes. Find support and learn from those who know, and let your love for old Macs continue to grow. Finally, remember to have fun and enjoy the journey, not just the one. Old Macs have so much history and charm, and with RetroMacCast, you won't come to harm. Now that's the most important message there at the end.
That you guys
we
should
mean
print
you
out
no
a shirt.
we mean you no harm.
This is the RetroMacCast protective shirt. We mean you no harm, and no harm will come to you while you're wearing this shirt. Guaranteed. Asterisks.
Right. We can't guarantee anything else, but we're not going to hurt you. We strive for that.
We may hurt your
Safety is
wallet, but that's
priority.
purely a risk that happens when you do the eBay segment of the show.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in and saving the show.
Oh, I'm always happy to jump in when I'm awake at this hour.
All right. Well, until next week, remember, it's not old.
It's retro.
There we go. All right. Okay. Well, I guess we're done. Thanks everybody for joining us.
Yeah, thank everybody for being in the chat. I always think the best way to watch this show is live because you get we could make you and John giggle, which is what I always try
That's
to
what
do.
you're trying
Just
for, yeah.
put silly things in the chat and be like, what is Steve talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, I did get that the auction you showed at the very beginning, the Mac View.
Yes.
I plugged it in last night on a fever-induced stream with Ron and a few other folks, and it does work, but there's some lines, some vertical lines rather, that are kind of wonky on it, but it does function, and I don't know if I could fix it, but I mean it's neat. So
what did you hook it up to?
I had a Mac SE, so I just plugged into the Mac SE. I had the board side by side, so I had extra room to play around with.
And you had to use
works pretty well.
Did you have to use the driver off the floppy?
There was no driver required for the Mac, which is nice because there wasn't a floppy for the Mac inside. There was a floppy for a PC, but
okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Now you don't have an overhead projector, I take it.
I do, but I'm wondering if it's worth it to get it from the top shelf of the garage for a video. So we'll see how spry I feel.
Of course, it's worth it. Most of the people watching probably have never even seen one of those things.
That is true. Local man gets crushed by old school projector.
I mean, you wonder about is the bulb just going to explode when you turn that thing on?
Well, now I wasn't thinking of that before, but now I am.
It's under glass. It should be fine. But yeah, I mean, I grew up in a day when people would wheel those things through the halls, right?
Oh, sure.
A lot of times, not even every classroom had one.
Yeah, we didn't have digital projectors, but we had those in school. And once or twice you'd get a television instead of one of those. But usually that if the teacher was presenting something with, their hands or a piece of paper or whatever, it was on one of those projectors. We didn't have anything fancy, but I'm sure these days it's all digital.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, that's cool. You got it. I can't wait to see it in operation.
Hopefully it doesn't explode.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Steve. Thanks everybody in the chat. We will see. Hopefully, we'll see you all next week, and I guess we'll just play us out.
Thanks for listening to the RetroMacCast with James and John. Email listener comments and questions to retromaccast@gmail.com or post comments on our website at www.retromaccast.com.